All right. Welcome back to the shipyard. Um, yeah, I'm not dead. The shipyard's not dead. We're here. Um, yeah, I'm in a new place, new house. Um, but more so, I'm here because there's a new way to do Star Trek Attack Wing at home. It's not official, but there is a Star Trek Attack Wing league of sorts that Jerry Brown has put together. Now, Jerry and I have kind of been talking, and mostly he, has built this as kind of an ongoing get together for people to play at home by themselves, play on Tabletop Simulator, play play with a friend, play with a family member. Hey Ryan, thanks. And we, and I say we because I'm part of a small group of people who are going to be helping design missions and test missions out. Um, we are going to be putting out these scenarios, and you guys get to play these games, and I'll be playing a game and hopefully filming my game either on Tabletop Simulator or in person. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do my stuff. I'm going to school to be a teacher right now, online classes. They were online before COVID hit, but yeah. We'll be doing that. So my free time to do stuff has been limited. That's why I haven't been doing stuff on the shipyard, because I've been busy. I've been busy with life. But yeah, let's get into what this actually looks like. It's been a long time since I've messed around with settings, and if YouTube is what it was, I probably can't do what I actually want to do. But there is a Facebook page, and I will post that in chat, post that in the description, because this is how you get everything that you need in order to play. So bear with me while I look it up. Yeah, it's the Star Trek Attack Wing Antares Shipyard Project. So Antares is Antares. That's yes, Carl. The scenarios that we create they're playable as a single player. So let me talk about this first scenario that we've built. Basically, we've taken the published Kobayashi Maru scenario that WizKids put out. I believe it was with the Reliant expansion all the way back in Wave 0 2015. So we're going way back. And we have come up with 3 ways that you can play, and every way counts the same. So you can play against another person, a significant other, a child, a friend that you trust to come play at the table, or somebody comes to the table and you back away from the table, whatever the case may be. However you feel about safely playing a game, you could do that. And you could each play. One side plays the Federation, one plays the non-Federation. Only the Federation score counts. So you could play that game. You could also play a game by yourself, playing both sides, where you set the dials for both sides. The way we ask that you do that, ideally, is to place low captain skill first and then high captain skill. No requirements that you do it that way. Play how you think it would be fair. Obviously, don't cheese it. Don't fly a Klingon, a Romulan, a Gorn ship off the board. That's not in the spirit of the game, right? That's silly. And I think we have some rules in there for how to handle non-Federation ships that would fly off the board. I think they back up to where they were, and then they do either a 90 or a 180 spin, just to keep things fair, to keep things interesting and playable. Also, Christopher Peters, I think most people who are on the Facebook group know him as the guy who's kind of kept a lot of things going, has done a lot of work with the Utopia builder. He built an M5 single player module where there's kind of a program that the AI of sorts will follow. And M5 is kind of our challenge mode, and I use air quotes, but M5 is certainly a way for, I would say, slightly more advanced players to really give themselves a challenge, because M5 will hunt. It will go after players. It will. It doesn't really care what you've done. It's as if you're playing against another person. So that's really that's kind of the mode for someone who doesn't have Tabletop Simulator, who doesn't feel comfortable playing online, who would want an experience and a challenge. Certainly, you could play on Tabletop Simulator against another person, and what we'd kind of ask is, hey, help each other out. Somebody plays the Federation, you play the non-Feds, and then swap sides, so that both players get the Federation experience and that they can log those results. The other part of this that I think is really cool is, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything for this, but there won't be resources allowed in play. Instead, what's going to happen is that there's a rank resource, and every player is allowed to choose one of 6 divisions: command, engineering, medical, operations, science, security. So command functions on evade tokens. Engineering focuses on hull and shields. Medical focuses on disable and time tokens. Operations focuses on battle stations, specifically tokens. Science focuses on scan tokens, and security focuses on target locks. And I really like what exists there. Jerry made me up a mock picture, and I'll put it on the Shipyard Facebook page. And it says, Ensign David Montgomery. This resource may be equipped to a ship without requiring an upgrade slot. Planning phase. Roll 1 defense die, and on a battle station result or an evade result, place 1 evade token beside the ship. So hopefully that gives you a really good idea about what we're going for here. That is a cool resource. That happens 5 out of 8 times, 62.5% to be exact. So decent chance of just getting a free evade token at the start of the planning phase. to me, that's not a game-breaking resource, and that's the ensign level. So that's going to take 1, 2 missions to get there, because I'm pretty sure we all start as cadets. And then you'll build up to ensign, lieutenant, lieutenant JG, and so on. And I like this thing. I like what Jerry's put into it. The big thing, and I've kind of buried the lead here, but there is a recost of a lot of things, a second build cost that Chris Peters has developed. And that is the costing formula that we're using for this program. So let me get a link to that so that I can have that in the chat, as well as then also put it in the description, because I want to make sure I don't forget to include that. It is really, it's encouraging to me that somebody wanted to go forward with this, and I was talking with Jerry, and boy, Jerry has done some really cool things to give me some cool templates and backdrops and stuff for future shipyard videos, because as you guys know, it's been over a year since I've put any content out on the shipyard. And yeah, he was kind of talking to me and asking me what it would take to get me back in the game. And I was like, I'm still playing. I've played a bit. I just haven't felt the want or need to make a video. And that's not personal. That's not anything against any of you. It's just been tough. Been a lot of different life changes. So in chat, here is the link for the kind of the League OP folder. And so that should be good. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Trying to think what else. If anyone posts descriptions of their playthroughs, records video of their playthroughs, and wants to shoot it my way, then I'll do my best to try to cover it, make a nice little battle recap video, something like that. Because I think really what's going on with this is I'm trying to partner with the Antares shipyard project and everything that Jerry's doing. And I'm trying to be a little bit of a public face to promote this, because if Star Trek Attack Wing is going to continue, when future official product comes out, there needs to be some kind of a community left for it. And what Jerry is publishing on his Facebook group is fantastic. It needs some refinement here and there, but it's great ideas. He puts out basically a new ship pack every week, and I want to start doing some reviews of those and trying to cover those, because that's the new content that exists for this game. that's where we're going. Uh, Alliance maybe releases for Christmas. I don't have much hope. I want it to. I hope it does, but I am also not holding my breath. If it does, that would be awesome. If it doesn't, well, we'll see. But yeah, I hope everyone out there is doing well. Um, I'm glad that a few people jumped on chat. Carl and Ryan, it's great to see you guys in chat, and I know there's at least somebody else in chat because I've seen 3 and 4 people on here. So Dodgy Klingon faction pack or Federation pack this year. I know nothing. I know nothing official. I know that the first product that will come out is Alliance. So if Alliance drops in like October, and that's a big if, like capital I, capital F, then there's a chance that Klingons and Feds could drop in December. I would more so bet that Klingons and Feds drop a lot later. In fact, you know what? Let me go look on WizKids and see if I can get you a better answer than that. Because I don't want to say anything if there's a more official answer in existence. Yeah, sorry, I know me looking at a website that you guys can't see is so thrilling. Makes for great content. Yeah, I mean, hey, WizKids can do whatever they want, but if I'm okay, theoretical. Let me put my WizKids employee hat on. Boy, I kind of wish I had one of those, but I'm also glad that I don't. If I were running the Star Trek Attack Wing product line, I would, since it's been over a year since I put out new product, I use Alliance as a reboot because Alliance serves as a new starter. That's how people now can get dice and templates, and it also lets people play cooperatively. Then I can bring in new faction packs. If I try to put out any new product without having that starter set in place, I'm not going to. I don't have an audience, and it's possible. It's possible to do it. Okay, so I mean. Yeah. Klingons and Feds still say October, but Vulcans and Dominion still say August of 2020. And those never got a date. So let me click into one. Yeah, they just never got a date. So yeah, let me look at release time frame. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we're missing. It's been so long, and I've kind of grown wary of them not releasing things is that I don't remember what hasn't been released. I think we're waiting on the Vulcan and Cardassian faction packs. Boy, those were announced back in June, so like late spring of 2018. Okay. Yeah, and what were 2019 OP kits are going to turn into 2021 OP kits. Way to go, WizKids. Way to go. Okay, let's see, on a slightly more positive note, if Alliance has anything coming. If there's any update on that. Alliance still says October 2020. That I might actually believe. But yeah, Borg was delayed. Everything's been delayed. Borg and animated were delayed a lot due to factory switchover, and that's the last I heard of anything. If things, I mean, obviously things in China are bad, were bad, but WizKids has seemed to be able to get their HeroClix product out. So it's kind of what they've determined is financially viable, which is unfortunate because Star Trek has very, very, very loyal fans. And I've said it before, and I will continue to say it again. Star Trek fans are some of the best fans in the world. They are some of the most loyal fans. They are also some of the most entitled and ridiculous fans when it comes to new stuff. Because it was Patrick Stewart who was booed off of a stage because he was not part of the original series cast. But and look at how beloved Next Generation is now. But yeah, Ryan, have I gone through the new Borg faction stuff? I really don't think I have. I think that was before, or that came out after after I made my last video. But you know what? Just in case, let's look. Nope, I made the Gressrill, the My Thoughts on a Sideboard, and 2018 Worlds videos. I had a contest, I did Scout 255, and I did a Kelvin faction pack. So the Kelvin's the last faction pack I reviewed. Boy, yikes. Yikes. Okay. I did not realize how long that's been. Wow. Okay. Now I get why Jerry was on me about making some videos. see, nobody's actually like messaged me on anything and been like, "Hey, dude, we want content. We miss you." Because here's the thing. real talk. Here's me, David, filter down. I got burned out on editing videos and trying to be a perfectionist. And even then, I couldn't reach the level that I wanted to. I still want to put out a certain level of content. And like right now, the fact that you can see my wife's closet and shoe rack bugs me, but I haven't gotten up to shift the slider. But yeah, I'm probably the only one that bugs. Anyway, I'm in our office. Yeah, actually, that's part of the story. Yeah, I got married. That's a big reason why there's been a lot of delay. Is we planned a wedding in COVID times, and yeah, but life's been good. Anyway, back to the shipyard. In all of that, I can and I enjoy coming online at a random time, Sunday evening, and maybe I'll make a habit of Sunday evening chats or something like that. Maybe it'll be Tuesday afternoons, Tuesday mornings, whatever the case might be, whenever I find time in my days. And just do a live stream review. The problem is, right now, I can't do like screen sharing. I would literally have to hold up a card. Now, fortunately, I've got a really good webcam, but I would have to hold up a card and make that work. Or I have to go through and do like get OBS and do a secondary streaming platform to not just do YouTube quick streams. And that's fine. I will pursue that. For tonight, I just wanted a quick thing. But I can do that because now I've got a desktop set up and I can go down a lot of routes. I might stream my my tabletop simulator game when I go do the mission playthrough, because I think that would be fun. And then I'm just playing, and whatever the case might be. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose, and life's life. Oh, that's the other thing. You can play these missions as many times as you want. You just submit your best score or your last score, whatever the case might be. Whatever you submit, your best score is what will count. We're really trying to make this as player friendly as possible. So that's the whole point. That's the cool thing. And I love that Chris has done so much work on Tabletop Simulator, because say you were in the game, you sold your collection and you don't have stuff. Well, now you can play on Tabletop Simulator and you're okay. You don't have to go out and rebuy everything. Say you're interested in the game, you followed a whole bunch of stuff, you can't find a starter anywhere. You can play the game. You can play along with these missions. You get to get involved. You get to be a part of all of this. And you don't have to go break the bank account in order to do it. Now, your limiting factor is how well you can build. And that's so much cooler. You're not limited by the cards. You're not limited by anything else. Your limiting factors are A, the mission parameters, and B, your capability of building. So I think that's a really cool setup we have. And we want to see more of that. We want to hear scenarios you guys want to play. we're all open for feedback and wanting to do things better. Really, like I'm being completely genuine when I say that. We may not incorporate everything that you say, but we will listen to it. We will take it under consideration. Uh, that doesn't mean anything official WizKids product changes. We're not WizKids, but it means as far as what we're doing is with Antares, that can change. That can be altered. That can have a different mission. That can have a different way of doing it. We can bring in fan created content. Now, that will be limited. It probably won't exist for a while, but it might happen. And I think that's a good thing. I think that not putting barriers on us, not constraining us, and giving us room to try things is a good thing. We're kind of in this position where I think that doing something is better than doing nothing, because doing nothing is what's happened for the last 2 years. Most people haven't played a game. Certainly most people haven't played much Attack Wing since March. I know I haven't. Literally, California shut down the day or the day before my OP was supposed to happen. So I haven't played a game since January because I had to miss February's game. And that hurts. I miss it. I mean, I've been playing other board games, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I've got Marvel Champions products sitting here. That's a new money pit right now. Nice that I can spend money on that while Star Trek Attack Wing has put nothing out. But, you know, at some point, more things will exist. Anyway, I've been online for over a half hour. I'm happy to answer any more questions about anything going on with Antares. You can leave a comment. You can message and chat right now if you're online. I'll stay here for another 2 minutes. I'll make it a 35-minute video. And if not, you know, there'll be links in the description for the Antares Facebook page, the Utopia Builder, and I think that's it. So if you want to get involved and you don't have a Facebook page, you can. I'll volunteer to serve as a go-between, because I know that some people aren't Facebook people. So if you want to do that, you'll probably need an email, and then Jerry will get in touch with you via email. But I'll at least get involved as an initial contact person that way. So we can do that. We'll get you involved. So don't think that you have to have a Facebook account to get playing. But yeah, you can play in person. You can play on Tabletop Simulator. You've got ways to play, and yeah. And if you want to sit around and watch games, well, you can do that. But I think it's a lot more fun to at least try to play for yourself, because it's a fun game. And yeah. Okay, Ryan. Is Simulator easy to play pickup? Mostly. It's been a while since I've played. I will try to do a video. I say try. I'm starting a teaching class here tomorrow. So once I know what that time commitment's like, I'll know more about the kind of videos I can make. But I will try to make either a live stream or a video about playing on Simulator. I might try to get together with somebody else to work with it. But when I played, the most confusing thing is like where tokens go and like how to make things hidden versus public. And there's like a little area, and so some of the like dragging things around, but a lot of that was also made more convoluted by the fact that I was playing on a Macintosh laptop, which is not the easiest thing to right click and drag on. Now I have a mouse which will right and left click and I can drag. So I think that solves one of my big problems. Now that's a problem that's obviously not unique to me, but I would say that most people trying to play Tabletop Simulator Star Trek Attack Wing are not doing it on a MacBook laptop. I would think more people are playing on a desktop or on a Windows machine or a Linux or something, but Mac laptops are probably not the predominant device. If they are, I would recommend at least getting a freestanding mouse because that will help you. Beyond that, the maneuver dials are so much faster because literally every ship has a little control pad. And so when you want to do a 3-bank on your Galaxy class, or let's say your Sovereign class, because that's a ship somebody might actually fly. No slam on the Galaxy class. I know there's some reasons to fly it. But the Enterprise E is a ship somebody does actually fly. So you want to do a 3-bank on the Sovereign. You go to the Sovereign and you press 3-bank right, and then it just moves 3-bank. There's no getting out a template and moving it. There's some tweaks if that would overlap, then you have to go in and manually do it. But for 80% of the moves, it's an instant button press. And then putting down tokens, it's the same idea. You press battle stations, it's got a battle station token. You press evade, it's got an evade token. So yes, it is easy to play and pick up. It takes a tiny bit of learning, just like all things. All things take a little bit of learning, a little bit of playing around or being taught how to do it. Build import is fairly easy because if you build through Utopia, there's an export. You can export to Tabletop Simulator. It's on the right side. When you go to export, you can either do a traditional export or you can do a tabletop sim export. And when you have that, that's what makes life super easy on tabletop. Is now you don't have to go through the whole build process in tabletop. You've just built, and now you've got your build done. That I haven't messed with too much. That's the part that I didn't do. I used a pre-built fleet because we were just messing around. We were doing some like 100-point games, like Mirror against Dominion or something. I forget what it was, but I know I flew the ISS Defiant because I love that ship. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a pretty good ship, but it's not like top tier. But anyway, it's still pretty good. But yeah, I think the Tabletop Simulator is fairly easy to use. Um, like I said, takes a little learning, but not tons. And yeah. So, anything else that anyone would like to talk about? Um, I don't care. Random stuff. I'll take. I mean, that's a dangerous thing to open it up to, but um, hey, I'll take whatever. I'm a glutton for punishment. It's Sunday night. Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Nicholas, we were talking about that earlier. Nothing official. I was looking back at dates. Uh, yeah, Alliance still has an October date. I'm willing to believe that one, but like Vulcans and Cardassian faction packs still have an August date, and obviously that's not coming out because WizKids tends to put their product out on Wednesdays. So I really don't think that that's coming out because there are no more Wednesdays in August, and uh, and then Federation Klingon had an October date as well. So really, I think that the first domino to fall is Star Trek Alliance coming out. That's still supposedly coming out. Someone, a WizKids employee design lead, somebody was asked about Alliance, and they after COVID hit, and they responded with um, Q3/4, more likely 4. Um, and that's because Alliance shows up in WizKids, everything WizKids as a board game. It doesn't show up under the attack wing header, which is weird. It's actually really weird. But what that might mean is that somebody different is overseeing it, and or it might be the way that it was licensed, because it was licensed from Linvander Games in Toronto, and because of that whole deal, it might just be that it's under their board game department, and everything that they make themselves under Attack Wing is their Attack Wing product. It could be that. Obviously I don't know. I'm not on the in. I used to be. I used to know some stuff back when I was doing the official previews during the what year was that? During the 10 boosters, when I got that, and then the Temporal Cold War OP series. Those 3 Zindi ships and the Temporal Cold War grand prize pack. The thing that made the shipyard the shipyard. The good old days, yeah. When people showed up to play at events. But yeah, I would say until we hear that it's not coming out, I'm still willing to hold on to hope that Alliance exists. But if for no other reason than they have a contract with somebody on the outside to publish the game. And when you violate those contracts, there are big legal repercussions and a lot of money that is paid out. So I think WizKids is a lot of things. Wasteful of their money is not necessarily one of them. That may get me in trouble. I don't know. I really don't care at this point. What's WizKids going to do? But yeah, so I would say that's the first thing to hit, and then we might see Cardassians, Vulcans, or they push those back, bring Federation Klingon faction packs next, and then come out with Cardassians, Vulcans. Because to the outside person, the more casual player, the more casual buyer of items, I believe that they are more likely to buy Federation than anything else, and then they're more likely to buy Klingons than Cardassians or Vulcans. But I know Steve Stott would disagree with me because he loves the Vulcans. And of course, Ellis Norris would disagree with me because he goes, "Where's my Romulans? It's been too long since there's been any Romulan upgrade for anything." And Ryan, I will get you out on this. Mega Pokemon are a cash cow right now for Niantic, and they have completely messed up the way that they have done this whole thing, and I am frustrated with it, and I'm basically done paying to raid them. Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, I still play Pokemon Go, and but I have been playing less because I don't appreciate some of the ways that the game is going. But yeah, I think. Well, I hate ending on negative notes. Positive notes. I actually like Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks. That's been fun. That's been not serious at all. And I think that sometimes plots resolve themselves way too easily, and you kind of go, but what about things actually getting solved? But I think that the characters are interesting. I always want to know more about the characters and their interactions, and I think that they're fun, they're engaging, and I've bought in. I've bought into them. I'm looking forward to more episodes of Lower Decks, more seasons of Lower Decks. I'm looking forward to Discovery coming back. I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds with Pike. I don't love everything that's happened, but for the most part, I like that. Yeah, Ryan, Discovery Season 1 coming to CBS TV, broadcast TV. Maybe if it picks up, it will actually, some of these shows will come to CBS instead of just All Access. That would be really cool. Nicholas, do I think that WizKids will ever address the issue with prize ships never coming into the purchasing marketplace? No. No, sadly I don't. I don't think that they will. But here's what I will tell you. When WizKids is done with this game, if I am any part of what goes on with a continuing committee, and I use the phrase continuing committee because that's what the Star Trek CCG did. I will make sure that prize ship cards are free to print, free to play, and then ships have some kind of a 3D model if they're not already accessible. I don't know that there's. I'm trying to think if there's any prize ship model that has not seen a retail version. So let's go through that. The Kreechta got one. The Ch'tang has a Burrell. Sutherland. Oh, yeah, okay. Assimilated ships. The Assimilated Galaxy at least has a model now with the Borgified Enterprise D. So that you just need the cards for. Arguably, I'd at least say that you could run a Galler, a Dederadex, or a Burrell to act as the ship, because you could conceivably you could buy the deep cut. I'm not saying go out and buy it. I'm just saying you could paint one if you really wanted an assimilated version of one of those ships. The paint on it is an aesthetic, and that doesn't actually make it assimilated. And honestly, if if I'm across the table and you were running the assimilated ship card but not an assimilated paint, I'm not going to be upset as long as I know that it's an assimilated card that you're running. So, and that's me, and that's probably most other people. The cards matter a whole lot more than the ship. Some of the boosters might be important, but I'm pretty sure they've all had retail versions. I know all 10 of the ones I did had retail, because that's a Bioship, a Dideridex, a Vorcha, etc. I mean, there's some good cards in there, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, I was going through price ships. Other price ships. Yeah, I think every prize ship, aside from Assimilated, has a direct model, and Assimilated has close enough to count. That's not perfect. So that at least covers models. It doesn't cover base plates. See, models and base plates are the two biggest things that we, in a theoretical continuing committee, face as a problem. And I guess also the plastic stands, although hopefully most people would have stands, but also how do you have longevity of those? Because they will run out eventually. I guess you get a third party to make them. They're probably enough to make. Yeah, I mean, I miss some resources too. I miss there's certain ones. At one point, okay, so I played it in a few venues. The one closest to me, the one that I ran and played in, it was a small venue. There were at best 6 of us, maybe 7. But that's one where resources were still coming out, but they started getting slower. And I said, okay, we'll phase them back in, but some of them are getting recosted. And then anything that nobody runs will discount. And so I kept a spreadsheet, a Google Sheets, so that everyone could access it. And they could always see what stuff cost. And that let people build. It let people stay involved. And then if you didn't run something, you didn't run it. But as soon as anyone ran it, it jumped up in cost. And I think we jumped it 5 or 10 points. It might have been like 10 points for the first person to run it, and then like another point for everyone after. Maybe it was 5 for the first, 3 for the second, something like that. And you noticed that certain resources were still worth 5, 10 points. Like Officer Exchange Program, I think, got up to about a 10-point resource. And somebody was still contemplating running it. Certain resources are really good, and people enjoy them. And Nicholas, if you missed the start of this video, I'll encourage you to go back and watch it. But the resource that we're incorporating to this whole Antares shipyard league kind of lets people choose their own resource and build it up over time. So it's all, do you want to be better at having hull and shields? Do you want to do more with battle stations, or more with scans, or more with target locks? Do you want to be able to work and manipulate, disable, and time tokens? So whatever it is that you think you want to do, however it is that you want to attack the game, build your combos, that gets to be you as a person. And so it's almost like you get to be this extra boost to your fleet, to part of your fleet, a ship, or whatever the case might be. And I think there's still going to be a little tweaking with how that gets implemented. Maybe it's a ship specific resource, maybe it's a fleet wide resource. I don't know. That's something we're gonna test and do some feedback on, and play around with, because there's always room for making things better and more balanced. And I like where this is all going. And again, I'll say that I'm glad that we're trying something, and it's good to try. And if we fall on our faces, we'll get up and try it again. And if that doesn't work, then we'll try something else. So, but yeah, as for me, I can smell dinner, and it's 8:30, and I am well past time to eat. Dodgy, thanks for coming by, and Ryan, Nicholas, and I forget who was here at the beginning. Carl, thank you all for coming, and to everyone who will watch this, thank you all for being a part of this. I hope to do these at least every once in a while, and hopefully they will have more warning, announcement. I'll at least try to schedule them a little bit so that people can be around. All right. Ryan, was that a statement or a question? Yeah. Anyways, it's enchilada casserole. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah. All right, guys. I am going to get out of here before it's an hour. So yeah, take care all. Thank you. And yeah, the shipyard is back.